Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we will continue our journey through the Silvertine Lodes today. So the first thing that we'll need to do is gather some goop from these worms. I figure might as well pull them all together and have some fun. And we also need some ore from all these deposits here. We can kill all the worms and make sure that we will not be interrupted while mining. And Garlic is saying hello as well. Well, I think this is it seems like this would be the last few quests that we'll get in the Silvertine Lodes. It's a relatively small area, I believe. Once again, however, don't quote me on that because it's been a while since I checked this area. But yeah, I don't remember this being particularly long. Especially after the revamp, where many NPCs and quest givers were added on key locations like this one, so you don't need to go back to the deep descent every 2 minutes. So we will get all the ore in here now. We just need to worry about some more worms. But yeah, this one is really quite simple. Let us pull a few of them together. Would be number 14. Ah! Stop it with the lag, for God's sake. Alright, so we just need one more right here. Alright, so now we just gotta get back to Sori. We'll let him know that we have everything he asked for.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Hello again, Beriathan. Let us take a look, huh? Sori gently inspects each piece of ore you brought him, as carefully as stirred it before him. No mithril that way. But perhaps in another spot nearby.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Lovely! Well, perhaps not lovely, but you know what I mean. I can smear this goop on anything, and it will provide a light for me as I wander in the dark. You have probably saved me from many a false step, Beriathan.
If we are to find mithril in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
The mine shaft may be fairly empty of good prospects, but perhaps the very tunnel around us may provide a better yield. Will you search the surrounding area once more, and again I will look at your harvest for signs of mithril. My heart yearns to see the slender its vein. The hope such a discovery would kindle in my folk is beyond description, Beriathan. Alright, so I think this is the last ore sampling that we do in the Silvertine Lodes. Maybe, possibly. Let us check in here. So I think these piles of creepy filth are task items I'm not sure about maybe this polished horseshits and this barbed claws. Yeah, items, task items are a little bit harder to come by, at least in the initial areas of Moria. So it's a good idea to stack on them as much as you can. As you know, I prefer to just turn as much tasks as needed to meet the daily limit. I don't know, I feel like I advance more that way instead of doing like 1 or 2 every day. But that means that when I don't have enough task items for the full turn in, I refrain from doing so. But I don't know, maybe it's just a placebo, but I feel better that way.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Sori again scrutinizes all of the ore you collected from the surrounding tunnel. Nothing, alas. I will have to search more on my own, but my hopes are rather low right now. Regardless, you have my gratitude, Beriathan. I am certain you did your best. Perhaps there is no true silver left to uncover. Alright, and we got known to the miners. Iron Garrison miners. Because yeah, Moria has 2 different factions that you advance simultaneously. We got a new title known to the Iron Garrison miners. 5 LOTRO points. We have, well, the new deed, of course. The miners returning to Moria have come to know you. That's good. And 5 LOTRO points, okay.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
I am glad you are back, Beriathan. I have just received a message from Thetmor at the Deep Descent. It would seem that Nicker, a miner from Menenberg, has gone missing, and all of the dwarves of this area are now looking for him. Will you help, Beriathan? He could easily have passed right under our noses in the dark. I know Nicker well. What could he have been doing off by himself? The mines are not safe. We got a glimpse of another dwarf in here, but I don't think that's for the quest that we're currently doing. Buena. I don't know, maybe... Nicker seemed to be making off in the haze with some gold, but did not get far, surely slain by the dragonet that has attacked you. Defeat the creature. We got Dragonet Slayer. 100 as well. Now the question that I had is Swaina related to another quest from the Silvertine Lodes? Because we're not far from the waterworks. Maybe it's rather a waterworks quest. I don't know. It seems kind of weird making this trip once or twice. And who knows? For the time being, let us go back to Sori and let him know about Nicker.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
Nicker dead. That is a tragedy beyond bearing. Why, that fool? What could he have been doing about? I will send a note and notice to the other camps to call off their search. Poor, foolish Nicker.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
I think we have done enough here to establish that mithril is not likely to be found in this part of the Silvertine Lodes. I may pack up and return to the Deep Descent or Menenberg. I have not yet decided. If you wish to continue your exploration, however, you should search for Öndótt. I hear he was making his way to the old dwarf city that was rumored to be in the south of the Silvertine Lodes. The only way to reach it was by a hidden door in a passage near here. Make your way to Öndótt if you will, and then I believe you will have seen all there is to see in these parts. So once again, we're gonna come through here. Okay, so we have enough spotted skins to turn in one task. And here is Swaina back again, just standing there, waiting for God knows what. And here it's the door. We need to... You have found the door mentioned but Sori, not hidden, but a door plain to see. So let us get inside and let's see. You have discovered the Old Silvertine City and completed the Silvertine Lodes. Explorer did. And with that we have capped determination. And now we're... Oh my god, we have also capped wheat. Okay. So 10 LOTRO points. Reputation with the miners. So now with valor, confidence... no, determination. So let us go with confidence now. Here's Öndótt.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Oh, hello there, traveler. I did not expect anyone to come along with me, but my curiosity to behold this place could not be contained. Marvelous and surprising, is it not? The civilization in the Silvertine was once very great, I think. I should like to explore here.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
I have noticed some very evil-looking dragonets during my travels throughout the Silvertine Lodes, but with no sense of where their hive could be until I came here. I believe they have made their home in this old city here. If you slay them at their own hive, I believe we will be cutting off the entire population of the menaces throughout the entirety of the Silvertines. Will you help, Beriathan?
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
I notice a strange light of many colors coming from the far end of this ancient city's edge, Beriathan. What could it be? Will you go and take a look? I worry there is some goblin campfire perched near us and the goblins are ready to spring.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
It would appear that we have another problematic inhabitant of the city. Deep claws have made themselves quite a little nest here, and as long as they remain, the old Silvertine City will be hopelessly polluted. They have uneven tempers, those beasts, and they weaken the foundations of Moria. You ought to go clear out the wretched nest when you have spare time. Okay. So this is a nice city in here. Ah, and we have a riddle as well. You have found a plague bearing the strange runes of Falgeirr Twisttongue, author of the papers you found in Katup-Sahar. When translated, they read as follows. I can sizzle like bacon. I am made with an egg. I have plenty of backbone, but lack a good leg. I peel layers like onions, but still remain whole. I can be long like a flagpole, yet fit in small holes. What am I? Alright, so we gotta find the plague with the answer, and I'm not sure what plague is it. Yeah, gotta keep an eye open for plagues. Alright, so it seems, yes, there is another player in the area, which would explain the total absence of mobs in here. I guess we can take them on our way back. So at least is making our way a little bit easier, and there are a lot of sage lockers in here. So thank you for that. Yeah, I think we are doing pretty good as far as crafting materials go, so I hope we will be able to master up the Supreme tier quite easily. Alright, so... we don't have a quest for killing Redbeak yet. But something tells me we will soon get one. And I think there should be a mirror in here. Seems like it. Let us continue our exploration of these tunnels. Seven, 8, and 9. That was quite simple. Well, let me take a quick look. I don't think there is a... I don't think this would be the exit, no. Well, we're back in Menenberg. Ah, okay. So I thought this was like some sort of interior area. The door leads you to believe that. At least, I did. But no. This is the regular Silvertine landscape. Alright, and the deep claws have already respawned, so we can dispatch them too. Oh god, there are a lot now. I guess we can try and pull them all. Or at least, this guy is first. They're quite feisty. That was fun. And now we only need to defeat the dragonets and solve the riddle. Okay, so the riddle is actually... No. The riddle is all this area. Jesus, I'm lost. Okay, that's a cool outfit. Oh Jesus, no wonder you are... no wonder you are wrecking this place. 130 Runekeeper. Okay, that's the Lake Town Watcher. Yeah, it looks good. A nice looking. A nice looking outfit. This isn't like bacon, I am made with an egg. I have plenty of backbone, but like a good leg, I feel layers like onions but still remain whole. I can be long like a black hole, yet fit in small holes. Yeah, That's a snake. So thankfully that was the only plague that we could use, otherwise I wouldn't have known what was the answer, but the game does give you a hand in there. Small hand. Just didn't dragonets. Alright. Ah yeah, he's doing his layer did accelerator. Alright, but he's doing great. I mean, we're not gonna have any issues in here. Well, we didn't have any issues before, but now it's gonna be even easier. Yeah, so it seems he's just killing everybody to accelerate the respawn rate of the dragonets that he is indeed grinding. Yeah, that's what you gotta do every time you are farming and Slayer did, and it's basically kill everything even if you don't need it. Did he drop? Ah no, there is a steering here. Alright, and they all have respawned. Seven. Yeah, it was a nice gesture of him inviting us to the fellowship, knowing that he was gonna clear the place clean. And this is the only way really to get credit for his skills. And technically with open tapping you can fight the same mob and get credit for it if you are not in a fellowship, but since he is so overpowered for this area, we wouldn't have the chance to attack the dragonets and get credit as well. So yeah, a fellowship was the only way to go, so very nice getting an invite and getting some help as well, of course. So shout out to Horus. Okay, so let's take some of these. I think we might be able to complete the tasks now, but let us solve the riddle. You have solved the riddle of the serpent. There is another plague on the east wall of this room. East wall. Ah, this one. The plague is inscribed with a riddle in Falgeirr's strange language. At night I come without being fetched. By day, the lowest, I am not gone. All know me, but only the ocean hits my call. Alright, so a beetle, a coffin, a map, a river, rain, and the moon. I think that's the moon. You have found strange rune marked key within the chest. Alright, so we're ready to go back to Öndótt. Right, I'm not too savvy on runekeepers. Yeah, it seems he's doing a great job in here. Well, let me just check really quick. Moria Dragonet Slayer. Well, I think gonna be on our merry way. But anyway, let's thank Horus for his help. And yeah, let us go back to Öndótt and turn in the quest. Right? Who is attacking me? No. That's for Horus. That's right. This is the one farming the deed. So that was really helpful. Now let him grind in the dragonets and wish him the best. And now let us go back to Öndótt.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
I am deeply indebted to you. This will make a great difference, I think, for the dwarves all over the Silvertine Lodes. You have my thanks, Beriathan. Has anyone ever told you how incredibly useful you seem to be? Thank you. That's quite a compliment.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
You are a riddle master as well as a doughty warden, eh, Beriathan? That is most impressive. Let us see what you found here. A key. Interesting. I should hang on to this if I were you. It might come in handy if you find any more of Twisttongue's riddling in Moria. I gotta keep... I don't know. No, gotta switch the cloak, actually.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
What do you have there, Beriathan? Ah, were these fair crystals the source of the light I saw and not goblin of fire? That is wonderful. We can harvest those crystals for lamps in these desolate parts.
These halls will be great once more.
You got rid of those pesky deep claws? Good. I am glad to hear it.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
We have searched for mithril all over the Silvertine Lodes by mining mineral deposits, and found not a trace. I noticed some deposit along the walls here. I am sure they will come up dry as well, so I dare not get my hopes up, but we had best finish what you started and take a look, don't you think? Bring me your sample to collect and I will look it over. Okay, but first... Oh jeez. We have a lot of things to check in here. But first, well, the cloak. Let us see. So agility, well, this is gonna be an increment in morale, I believe. And physical mastery. Yeah. Well, morale is basically the same, so let's keep that cloak. And there... Ah, okay. This necklace... Alright, we're gonna lose a lot of morale, but... Yeah. But I'd rather keep that one. And there was another item that I forgot to equip. This. Ability, vitality, critical rating, physical mastery. Let us... over in here. Yeah, we have lost a lot of morale but gained hopefully enough offensive capability to make up for it. Now we just gotta get the ore here in the Silvertine City. Oh, well, I don't think Horus is grinding worms, so hopefully we're actually helping him by getting more mobs not related to dragonets, so that dragonets can respawn more quickly. Hopefully. Alright, we can take that one on our way back. There is a lot of ore in here. Alright, let us take this one and go back. Gems. So what gem can we equip? Agility critical rating, vitality critical rating, or fate and critical rating. Let us go with dexterity. Oh god, so we gotta... Alright, so we have maxed out light damage. We're a couple of ranks in with DPS. Alright, let us see what else. And here. Still not sold on that legendary javelin. So back to Öndótt once again. Is it gonna send us to the deep descent now? I would assume so. Okay.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Well, let's have that ore. I will take a look. Öndótt looks at each piece of ore with a scrutinizing stare. Suddenly he jumps as if startled by a ghost. What? I cannot believe it. Beriathan, you have found mithril. It is a tiny trace, very small, but by Durin's beard you have found it. And naturally the old city sits on a source. You must send word to the rest of the expedition, my friend. We will settle ere long.
We have seen naught of Durin's bane. Be wary if you journey into Moria.
You have done all that I could have hoped for here, Beriathan, and now I must endeavor to send you to the Deep Descent camp and tell them the wonderful news, that mithril has been found at last. Do not tarry, in fact, you should take my goad. I will stay here and defend the work you did to make the Old Silvertine City safe for my folk. I am sure Tetmar will wish to set up camp here straight away. Alright, so let us take the goad. That's another thing they did with the revamp, added all these goats to help you go back easily. And that is really useful too. So, barbed claws. Charming sword shits, I think I have. No. Creepy filth. Polished scales. What else? Spotted skins. How many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 5. Barbed claws. 6. And polished sword shits. 7. Great. We completed this week's quest. Got the universal optional crafting ingredient, but also advancing towards the completion of tasks. Very well. Some extra reputation, which never hurts. And now let us go to Tetmar.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm.
Mithril? What? You found a tiny vein of mithril in the Old Silvertine City? I cannot believe it. Truly, I cannot. That is wonderful news, Beriathan. We will have to send reinforcements there. What a discovery, upon my beard.
Oh, glorious day. We shall soon restore Moria.
You have done more than we could ever have hoped in the Silvertine Lodes, so it is time to send you back to the upper levels to help out in Durin's way. You should make for the chamber of the Crossroads, which lies to the north of the Great Delving. Give my greetings to Lickmund when you get there, if he is still breathing. That's reassuring. Task limit reached. Okay, and inventory overflow, of course. Well, on one hand, it's good to see that we still have plenty of task items for tomorrow's tasks. On the other, yeah, we gotta sell some of these items that we no longer need. But first, let us make our way to the chamber of the Crossroads. That's the location where we will also be able to advance our epic. And we'll need to look for Borosy in there. Yeah, let us go. It will be a long time before we get a goat that is faster than our forced march. If you get kindred with Thorin's Hole, you can get a goat that's a little bit faster, but also well, that would require us going to Thorin's Hole to buy the goat. And as I told you, I don't want to break immersion in Moria, so... Okay. Walking Moria is part of the experience, I believe. It makes you feel in a way more overwhelmed by it, less powerful as you need to walk everywhere, and that's quite fitting for what Moria is, really. Yeah. I think we're doing good. So we're actually gonna path through Gazet Moor. I think that's a little bit faster. Any other quests in here that I might be missing? Okay. Perfect, now we can take this Sage's Locker. And come up here. Alright, so I was gonna check if there is any other quest and we need to keep an eye out on. Well, the Epic. No, the Epic. Posing the Chamber of the Crossroads. And it seems that's basically it. Yeah, that's for the Forgotten Treasury. Durin's Way, we have that already. Okay. Okay, let us go. Before we make our way to the Chamber of the Crossroads, there's that Sage's Locker, it's up top, so... Ah well. No matter then. Just then gotta find a bridge that will take us to the Crossroads. Which is this one. It's quite a view. Well, we have already been here, but now we're gonna actually cross this bridge. You know what? I think this is a very good place for a picture. I really like this location, so... Maybe with the dwarf statues in the background, like here. And you know me, I like the stoic pose. So... Yeah, that's it. Let us continue then. We have discovered the Dwarf Lord's Gate and completed the exploration of the Great Delving, so that means we have capped in confidence and we're almost capped with loyalty. So, alright, so 5 LOTRO points, some marks and virtue XP. Alright. I think it's time to unequip the Stone of the Tortoise because we really need to get to hit level 54 to be able to continue leveling up our virtues. And we're gonna go to an area where we will, well, start unlocking more deeds and more virtue XP, so... Durin's Way. Just to the east of this stone circle, alright. But the Chamber of the Crossroads is one of my favorite locations in all of Moria for many different reasons. For once, Well, the first one actually is, well, the fellowship was in here, so it's nice seeing that location brought to life with all the detail that it has. They paid a lot of attention to it. Oh my god, I took the wrong turn again. So yeah, they took a lot of... They did a great job with it. And it has a lot of details taken straight out from the books. It also has another hidden deed associated with it, which is really fun as well. Which is a well-traveled deed. Basically, for the well-traveled deed... Okay, Manor Bull. Okay. Here we are. So basically for the well-traveled deed, I'm gonna show you in a moment. Let me talk to this guy.
If we are to find mithril in Khazad-dûm, we will first have to deal with the orcs.
Do you see that shattered statue just in the center of the hall, friend man? According to records and carvings we have found, it once depicted a brave dwarf by the name of Helgi Goblinbane. The goblins of Moria have been systematically smashing all images they can find of him. I am not even sure that this isn't the last remnant of his legacy. It was nearly whole when I first arrived, but just recently a party of goblins reduced the statue to the state in which you now see it. They carried off the pieces, boasting that they would become objects of ridicule in goblin camps throughout the mines. If you are prepared for a dangerous and novel undertaking, go look closely at the statue's base, so that you will recognize its pieces when you go seeking them. Is this one? The statue is missing most of the body from the waist up. Okay.
These halls will be great once more.
So do you think you can recognize the statue's pieces now if you were to run into them elsewhere? I think the rest are in goblin and orc camps throughout Khazad-dûm. I would start by heading east to Jazargund. That's the direction in which the goblins who smashed the statue fled. Alright, we gotta need it. Quests up Durin's Way. 15 of those too. Jazargund. Alright. Yep. Still a while before we get there. So let us get into the Chamber of the Crossroads. Western Durin's Way. Chamber of the Crossroads. Oh well, all these other locations as well. Let us unlock...
Time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
The Stable Master. And here's what I was telling you about. The well-traveled deed. You can basically jump off this well. You will die, of course. But this is a shortcut to the waterworks. And this also has a connection to the books, because this is where Pippin threw one stone to see where it went, and in doing so alerted the orcs in Moria about a company. So yeah, I really like this location. Just wanna be careful, not gonna drop in there, fall to my death, but I'm gonna find my milestone here in the Crossroads, and here we have Posey, and here we have Lekmund.
Balin came, but we have heard no word from him.
Etmar sent you to check upon us, did he? More like he sent you to check up on me. I still owe him a hefty gambling debt from our last outing together, and I'm betting he wants to make sure I live long enough to make good on it. Well, we could use the extra hands anyway, so you're welcome to stay if you have a pair of them to lend to our efforts.
We can only hope that Durin's Bane sleeps deeply.
Welcome to the Chamber of the Crossroads, Beriathan. We are fairly busy here, as you can no doubt see, and could certainly use your help. Our encampment is a vital link in the supply chain between Durin's Threshold and the 21st Hall far to the east. It is also nearly impossible for anything to get past us here without us spotting them, so it's very important that we not fail to hold this chamber against anything the goblins and orcs can throw at us. If you are of a mind to help us out, you should speak with Fostolf, Rink, and Gansi over there. They have some rather important matters that need attending to, or so they tell me. I am sure I can find something for you to do as well.
I doubt that Lord Balin still lives.
One of my dwarves, Krum, has discovered a large goblin camp in the westernmost chamber of Durin's Way, which the creatures call Nignank Faltor in their vile tongue. He has only scouted around the outskirts and has asked for help investigating more closely. I cannot spare any extra men for this, but if you would go and ensure his safety, I would be grateful. You can find him near Ninknak Faltor to the north of here. When you have learned more about this encampment, return to me. Let us talk to Bossy first.
I have need of your great skill.
Welcome, Beriathan, to the Chamber of the Crossroads. This shall be my command center for a time as we establish our presence here in Moria. We will busy ourselves with making ready to restore the mines and cities beneath the mountains. I will never forget the great deeds you have done on behalf of the Iron Garrison, and I eagerly await tales of your future achievements. I am ever at your service, and may your feet lead you well in the darkness of Khazad-dûm and beyond.
We must be cautious. Dwarves have not lived here for long years.
We have established a presence within Moria, Beriathan, and will stage further excursions into the depths from this room, the Chamber of the Crossroads. This once served as a guard room for watching the 3 passages just to the south, but has been empty for many long years. Many creatures have thrived in the darkness during the long absence of the dwarves, especially the great-beak, fierce and loathsome insects spawned from the deep. Seek out all the varieties of greatbeak in the western levels to the south and west of this chamber, and eliminate them. This will be the first small step in reclaiming the Great Delving for my people. There is much to be done before true progress is to be made. Alright, let us pick all the other quests in here.
Hear me out, friend, for I have a tale of glory to tell.
The goblins are among the most ancient and bitter rivals of Durin's folk, and yet again they prove to be an obstacle in our path. The chamber to the north has become inhabited by goblins. If we ever hope to reclaim Durin's way for those who made it great, then we must drive our old foe away, find the hole of the high stair, and confront any goblins you might find.
Many foul things dwell in the depths of the mountains. I fear the orcs will be the least of our troubles.
Forgive me, Beriathan, for any rudeness. I am not permitted to leave my post here, but those incessant drums are driving me mad. I have not had any decent sleep since we arrived here. The band of goblins responsible for that din are encamped just north of here in the hole of the high stair. Could you do me a favor and silence those drummers? What I would not give to have just one night's peace.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm. Stay and speak with me a moment.
Lekmund sent you to help me? Well, that is most fortuitous timing, good man. I have just the task for one such as yourself. We are running dangerously low on supplies. I was bringing a cart over from Durin's threshold, but we were ambushed outside Manarbul. We were driven back before reinforcements could arrive, and the goblins made off with our supplies. I would be greatly appreciative if you could hunt down those missing crates. It will be a lean week indeed before the next shipment otherwise, and we might even be forced to abandon this camp. The goblins fled north towards Mudmul Sarak. Alright, so we are now in the Chamber of the Crossroads, ready to continue our journey into Moria. So join me next episode where we will clear all these tasks that we have received for this area. For the time being, however, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Stay safe, my friends, and take care, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye, and I will see you later.